Welcome to week 4. Over the past few weeks, we've talked about structure, emotional awareness, and what it really takes to maintain your weight. This week, we're going to talk about something that often causes people to fall back into old patterns. The problem: real life doesn't pause for our goals. There are busy days, stressful days, moments, holidays, vacations, and unexpected situations. And for many of us, when life gets messy, our habits fall apart. The COVID pandemic was when mine fell apart. I had done very well maintaining my weight. I work for a school district, so basically the only place that I was able to go to was the grocery store. And I did gain the COVID-19 pounds, but I immediately got it back off as soon as I was able to get out of the house and get back into a routine and get away from food. Old patterns for a long time lived in all or nothing mindset. We were either doing everything perfectly or we felt like we had failed. And that's always how I was every time I'd start to gain weight back after a diet. I did perfectly on the diet, but I failed at keeping it off. That might sound like I'll start again on Monday. I messed up today, so I might as well keep going. When I mess up, like I've said before, for that moment, not for the day. But here's the truth. Real life doesn't require perfection. Life-proof living means learning how to keep going even when things aren't perfect. So what life-proof living looks like? It looks like making the best choice that you can in the moment. Not giving up after one off-track meal. Adjusting instead of quitting. Continuing the next day without guilt. It's not always about doing everything right. It's about not walking away from yourself when things don't go perfectly. Page 68, our Life-Proof Living Guided page. Remember, life isn't perfect and it never will be. There will be busy days, emotional moments, social events, and unexpected situations. This page is about learning how to stay grounded and continue forward even when life doesn't go as planned. So here's some questions for yourself for this page. What situations usually knock you off course? And be specific. Some examples: a busy day, stress after work, weekends, social events, emotional triggers. Question number 2, what is my usual response in those moments? Like, what do you usually do or typically tell yourself? Question number 3, what would a life-proof response look like instead? Examples: focus on awareness, flexibility, not quitting. Question number 4, what would support look like instead of willpower? So what would actually help you in those moments? What could you actually do? And question number 5, what is one small shift you can make next time that this happens? And keep that simple and realistic, because you don't need perfect conditions to stay consistent. You just need to keep going. Page 69. What situations usually knock me off course? Well, we all have certain situations that make it harder to stay consistent. This isn't about weakness, it's about awareness. When you can recognize these patterns, you can begin to respond to them differently. So here are some questions. What situations tend to throw me off track? And be as specific as possible. And some examples: busy or unstructured days, stress or overwhelming, being overwhelmed, social events, weekends or travel. And I am one when I travel. I like to eat at new places. But I still don't overeat. I just take it back to the room and eat what I didn't eat up later. Here's another trick I do. When I go to Texas Roadhouse or Olive Garden, I love their salads. I love their bread. So I will order a meal and I will eat my bread, and I will ask them to put my meal in a to-go container before they bring it to me. Because I eat the salad, I eat the bread, I like my dressing, I like my dipping sauce, and I take the meal will last me 2 more meals. So think about your emotional triggers, boredom or late nights. Question number 2, when these situations happen, what do I usually think or tell myself? Example meaning I'll start over tomorrow, or it doesn't matter today. But you don't have to start over tomorrow. You just have to keep going. Keep following. Don't let one moment ruin a whole day. Question number 3. How do I usually respond in these moments? Ideas. What actions typically follow? Question number 4. How do I feel afterward? Physically and emotionally, how do you feel? And number 5, what patterns am I beginning to notice? By now, if you've started following my way of eating or being more aware of your eating habits, your situations, and following that, you should begin to notice a change in your patterns. Awareness is the first step to change. Page 70. What would support look like instead? Willpower often fades when life gets hard. Support, on the other hand, helps you stay consistent. This page is about identifying what would actually help you in those moments that usually throw you off course. So think about situations that challenge you most. What would support look like in those moments? Be very specific and very realistic. Don't set up high expectations. Number 2, what small changes could I make to better support myself? Remember to think simple, not perfect. 3, what can I put in place ahead of time to make things easier? Some examples: simple meal options, a routine, planning ahead. Number 4, what can I do in the moment instead of relying on willpower? Think. Pause. Check in. Choose differently. 5, how can I respond to myself with support instead of judgment? You don't need more willpower. You need better support. See you next week. Thank you.